management, tax, accounting, and payroll. Thank you for voting us Yuba Sutter's best in multiple categories, including financial advisor and wealth management firm for the past 5 years. You can find more information at shawassociatesinc.com or 530-674-1150. Shaw & Associates is proud to support community radio.
And in with me right now, the man with the master plan in Yuba County, Sheriff Wendell Anderson. How you doing, Sheriff?
I'm good. Good morning.
Good morning. And we also have Community Service Officer Rosa Leon. Rosa, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Why are we in here today? What's going on in Yuba County?
Well, obviously, we always have a lot going on here in Yuba County. It's always a busy place.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of things going on at the Sheriff's Department. Recruitment is one thing that we have going on that's never ending.
Yeah.
For law enforcement officers and for correctional staff, support services staff. If you're looking for a job in public safety and you want to have an impact on the community, take a look at the Yuba County HR website. We have several openings right now that we're recruiting for. So, that is always important to have the staff to provide services to the community. Rose is just a prime example. She's been doing that her entire career and just does a phenomenal job.
Yeah, everything I've ever heard about Rosa, they all say she does the most amazing job out of anybody there.
Yeah.
And she always steps up.
Well, thank you.
There you go. With the climate that's happening in our culture, in our society towards police and things like that, is it harder to find recruits and things like that right now?
It's proven to be quite a challenge. We're looking at historical low record numbers in our academies.
Right.
So that the people that are wanting to go into law enforcement are just less and less. And we're still out recruiting at Yuba College. We recruit at Butte. We recruit up and down the state actually, but
right.
we're finding that the applicant pool is getting shallower and shallower. So, but I think the pendulum has been swinging for quite some time, and at some point it's got to swing back the other way. And I think with people seeing, what's going on across our state with the lack of accountability, the crimes that are being committed, I think that is starting maybe to swing back in our favor, and hopefully we'll get some more applicants.
Yeah, we also not to think about just the crimes being committed, but the way that you guys help. We were talking before we came on the air about Camptonville and how everything had happened there and the things that you guys had done and were able to do in order to help out the citizens that are up there in Camptonville. They were all snowed in and no power, things like that. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So, unfortunately, I mentioned that we got some generators from PG&E. I don't know if anybody was able to take advantage of those.
Yeah.
But the Camptonville community was in need, and they really rallied. They took care of themselves. But we were tasked. Our search and rescue team was tasked with going out and saving some folks that were snowed in. Responding to communities that are in need is what we do.
Right.
And I think we saw a small sample of that in Camptonville, and then any future incidents that we have, we're going to be even more prepared now to respond and help those folks. But yeah, it's it's day to day. It's not just a crime. If you're a Yuba County resident, you've been out in the county, you see the cleanup that's been happening over the course of the last probably 6 months. We've combated the blight issues that we had some local areas that were heavily impacted by homelessness, by encampments, and we took an aggressive approach with that, and we're continuing on with that. It's been a huge success, and we still have a lot of work to do, but just those things, making a difference in the quality of life of the people that live in Yuba County, and that's what the men and women are trying to do, and we'll continue on that path as long as we can.
Yeah, talking about making a difference to those people, there's a family that's part of your whole organization. You guys are doing a fundraiser for it. And so what's happening there? We've got, a couple of deputies, Deputy Murphy and Deputy Origer. Am I saying that right?
Origer. Yeah.
Origer. Yeah. They've had some hard times, and you guys are doing a fundraiser. Do you guys want to talk about that?
Absolutely. So Deputy Origer and Deputy Murphy have been out of work for quite some time. With some medical stuff. So as a family at the Sheriff's Department, Yuba County Sheriff's Department, we are a family. So so we look out for each other. So came up with an idea of doing a pasta fundraiser for them, and it's going to be held on the 27th, which is next week on Thursday.
Okay.
We're working together with Hard Rock Casino. It's going to be in their ballroom. It's going to be open to the public. We're going to be there from 11:30 to 8 p.m. You can either have dine-in, and the tables are going to be social distance, so we'll be able to, cover COVID with everything that's going on.
Right.
And you can also do a to-go dinner, and the fee for that, we're asking for a donation of $20, but we'd be more than happy to take more. Our deputies do an amazing job. I believe Deputy Murphy started working at the Sheriff's Department a couple of years after I came on, so he's been with the family for a very long time, at least I think like 17 years.
Okay.
So, and he's been out. So if anybody would like to buy a ticket, they can get a hold of me. I have flyers. They'll be on our social media. We are also working together with Yuba Sutter Back the Badge. There's going to be a raffle that they're working on, getting soliciting donations from businesses. So if anybody has any questions, reaching out to me, my phone number is going to be on the flyer. They can reach out to me, and I'd be more than happy to answer questions. We're asking for the community support. Obviously, we want to get our deputies back.
Right.
Into good health, and unfortunately right now they're accruing some medical bills, and that's what this is going to go towards.
Yeah, so talk about Deputy Murphy and Deputy Orga for a minute, because these are, in order to have this happen, these are special people in our community and part of your force as well. So
Yeah, well, without a doubt, as Rosa mentioned, Deputy Murphy's been with our department for a long time. I know he started in the jail. He worked his way up. He's a member of our SWAT team. One of the many workhorses that we have at the Sheriff's Department, and they've fallen on hard times. And same with Deputy Worker. He's a guy that just shows up day in, day out, up until he had his medical problems, but. They're members of our department. We want to help them. They're going through a rough patch, and that's what Rosa is so good at. She puts together things like this, and I have to give a shout out to the Hard Rock. I reached out to the Hard Rock, and without hesitation, they said, absolutely, what can we do to help? And so now we have an event planned out there. So next Thursday, show up at the Hard Rock, and maybe you win some money, have some spaghetti. They're going to have cannolis as well, so you can come out and enjoy the casino. If you haven't been to the casino, come out and take a look. If you're not the gambling type, just come in and have dinner, or order up some takeout, and we'll provide a meal for you to take home.
Awesome. So with everything that's going on with the fundraiser and everything that's going on in our community as well. How do you guys keep things straight and organized and keep everything going on that path that you want it to be going on?
Well, it's easy for me when I have people like Rosa that work for me or work for the department, and Rosa's not the only one. We have some outstanding individuals that work there, and quite honestly, I went to Rosa and said, hey, here you go, put this together, and she just ran with it. So I'll divert to her on that, but she just does an outstanding job with this kind of stuff.
Rosa, it seems like every time you come in, it's something that you're doing to help the community. It's your baby, whether it be this fundraiser or the one at Christmas that you guys did, the Toys for Tots and all that stuff. And so
I really enjoy doing stuff like this. Like I said, the Shop with the Cop, it was a great success. We actually sponsored 51 children. But, this is close to my heart also because they're part of my family. Mm-hmm. We talk at the Sheriff's Department. We say how much more time we spend at work sometimes than with our immediate family. So Deputy Murphy, I got to work a lot with him on patrol when I was on the patrol side as a CSO. And so we build relationships in the community. So reaching out to the Hard Rock, I've worked with Megan, who is my contact out there. When the sheriff came to me, that's the person I went to. And then with Back the Badge, obviously they support law enforcement. So reaching out to them, they were on board to help also. So we just build a relationship with different people in the community, also other nonprofits, because like Back the Badge is a nonprofit. So that's part of my job too that I do at the Sheriff's Department with the volunteers. It's a nonprofit organization. So I build relationships within the community and the businesses whenever, so whenever we need their support to ask for a donation or a basket for a raffle prize. So we just work well together. There are people at the sheriff's department that I'll reach out to and I'll be all like, hey, I need help with the flyer because I'm not really good with flyers. Can you help me out? And I have somebody that's, I'll be more than happy to do that. So we work together. We just build a relationship. And I mean, we have other jobs that we have to do and we just, fit it in our schedule. So, and it's really, even if I had to stay afterwards, I would do it for them because,
that's sweet.
They need it.
It's really about building relationships in the community, though, too, isn't it?
Absolutely.
No matter what we do, to keep our community safe, to keep our community happy, and to make it feel together and wholesome. So
yeah, absolutely, and that's part of the the community-oriented policing that comes with an organization like the Sheriff's Department. Now we haven't been able to do that, to the level that we want to for quite some time. Now I will say with Measure K tax money, like it or not, it's here, and we're going to use that money to enhance our ability to provide that service to the community, getting more deputies on the street so we have time to do that community outreach is something that we've been striving for quite some time. And, the recruitment has been difficult, but we're going to continue down that road. But yeah, I mean, having an impact on, our community is what we're here for, and if we can reach out and make somebody's day a little better. I mean, obviously we have the criminal side, and, we're not going to make their day better, probably. But there's other things that we can do, and that's what we're striving to. Reaching out in the community. Back the Badge is great. Say Love is an organization that we really want to get involved with through our SWAP program, our work release program. People that are in groups that are just doing great things in our community, we want to be involved in that and try to help. And that's obviously the goal, and we just need the resources, and we're heading in a good direction.
So, Sheriff, you've been the sheriff now for almost 4 years, and what have you seen? What types of things have you seen improvements that have been made in the county since you've been sheriff?
Well, I mentioned it earlier. First thing, when was combating the blight issues, the quality of life issues, the homeless camps that we saw out there, and not only cleaning up the homeless camps, but doing outreach to those folks and offering services to them. Those that want it, there are services there, and they can battle their way out of homelessness, and we're there to point them in the right direction. But those that don't want to come out of homelessness, that that are choosing that lifestyle, we're not going to allow it. There are places that we have services, we have places for those folks to go. So cleaning up the community is part of it, and we're still a long ways off.
Right.
The drug problems that we have, and it's not exclusive to Yuba County, it's across the state.
Yeah.
Our borders are just horrendous right now, and the drugs that we're seeing coming across the borders are horrendous right now. And there's a lot of good work that's going on with our drug enforcement folks out there right now. Maybe you don't hear about a lot of it because they're doing some pretty clandestine work, but there's a lot of good things. We have great people that work for the Sheriff's Department. We have great people that volunteer for the Sheriff's Department. And I think that, we've seen an increase in our staffing numbers over the last 3 years. And we have allocations we're just trying to fill right now. So we're going to address, our numbers in the hills, our numbers here in the valley, and try to get back to that community-oriented policing that I think will have a huge impact on our community.
Yeah, like you were talking about with Camptonville, and they were taking care of each other. That doesn't need to just happen in those remote areas like Camptonville, where it's a small community of just a few people here and there.
Absolutely.
And they're taking care. That can be any street, any area, apartment complex. It
One
doesn't
house
matter.
at a time is how we're going to have to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, the Camptonville, those communities in the foothills, they rally behind each other, and they all know each other, and they step up and take care of each other. That's what I love about this county. And it's no different. It's a different scale, but the Olivers community, the Linda community, we have great people in all those communities that will, they'll lend a hand to, their neighbors or whoever it may be, and getting those people on the same page with each other is what we need to do.
Yeah. Well, our time is pretty much up. Just quick reminder, January 27th, Thursday, 11 to 8.
11:30 to 8 p.m.
11:30 to 8 p.m., 11:30 a.m., 8 p.m., Hard Rock Cafe, or Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, sorry.
Yep.
And there to help for these deputies, and Deputy Murphy and Deputy Origer. So anything else you want to add before we end the interview?
I'd just like to add, if somebody would like to make a donation or buy a ticket, because we do have pre-sale, get a hold of me. I'll give you my direct number to the Sheriff's Department. It's my desk number, 530-749-5103. Be more than happy to deliver a ticket to you, or a couple of tickets. And like I said, it's dine-in or takeout. So we're asking the community for the support, and I know we'll get that.
Man, there's no reason to cook next Thursday.
There you go.
Plenty of food, so come on out.
All right, Sheriff Anderson and Community Service Officer. I can't say that very well. Please forgive my tongue. And Rosa Leon, thank you guys so much for being in today. It was great to have you in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This community interview is made possible by Shaw and Associates.
I'm Dave Shaw, President and CEO of Shaw & Associates. For over 65 years, Shaw & Associates has been your trusted local expert for wealth management, tax, accounting, and payroll. Thank you for voting us Yuba Sutter's best in multiple categories, including financial advisor and wealth management firm for the past 5 years. You can find more information at shawassociatesinc.com or 530-674-1150. Shaw & Associates is proud to support community radio.